Let's switch to Red Devils and Manchester United. Your view from your former club, and it's a moment in time. Jose Mourinho is replaced by your former team at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and they haven't lost. They haven't really missed a beat. So how have you seen how they have changed under the two managers?
Enjoyment.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, I see that smirk. I see that smirk.
I think it wasn't nice watching Manchester United. Certainly over the last year, and knowing the players, they weren't happy, they weren't enjoying it. And I think the one thing Ole's done is just said, go and play. Use a good players, go and play, express yourselves, enjoy it. And
is it sometimes just that, like, hey guys, just does it feel like a burden sometimes, or just a little, maybe something as simple as that?
I think if you take Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi and say you have to play here, you have to do this, you have to do that, they're not going to be the same players. I think players, when you're playing at Manchester United, you're good enough to know how to play the game, and you know what you have to do on the pitch. You don't really need small details, of course, but the biggest thing which them players need is to just go and play and enjoy it and express yourself.
Did you ever think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would make a manager, or this good a manager, as
that brings so much joy?
Ole obviously was a fantastic player, and he's a clever person, and I think he's come in, and as I said, I know he's come in. I've spoke to Ole, and he's come in and he's just let them play, and you can see the results. But no, I don't think anyone would have expected the start he's had to his managing career at Manchester United.
And now, of course, as we look into the future, there's a whole lot of people that will say, well, there's a lot more going on in Manchester United. It's not just that Solskjaer has come in, but now as we look into the future, there are things that need to change in terms of player personnel for Manchester United to truly be the team that we think they can be. So if I give you the keys, and I say, all right, Wayne Rooney, you're the guy making the decisions, right? And Manchester United plays the way that they have played, what do you do at the end of the season? Some people would say, well, you got to go get a big-name manager because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is just here as an interim. What would you do?
I think, first of all, you'd have to give Ole the opportunity. If he continues the way he's going, then I'm sure that will be a discussion which he has with Ed Woodward and the Glazers, whether he keeps the job. But I think if I was had the opportunity to appoint someone, then I think I'd go all out for Pochettino.
Oh. And let me ask this. What do you make of Paul Pogba specifically? Given the pressures that he was under, his relationship with Jose Mourinho, how good he's been over recent weeks, there's been a lot of criticism and mixed opinion as to, why was he that bad and all of a sudden this good? Was he cheating under Jose Mourinho, and now all of a sudden we're seeing a different side to him? What you make of the change, the differences, and of Paul Pogba as a player and as a person?
Well, I think with Paul, I've watched Paul come to the academy at Manchester United, and he's got a lot of ability. But I think the difficult time he was going through was, if your relationship isn't good with the coach, then it is difficult to be at your top. If you feel like the coach is scrutinising every decision you make, every pass which doesn't go right. Paul Pogba will give the ball away. He'll try passes. It won't be the right pass at times, but you need to let him do that, because 2 or 3 of them passes will create goals, will create opportunities, and so I think he found it difficult under Mourinho. Maybe the two a player and a manager, both with egos, big egos, who clashed, and the outcome was never going to be great.
You sound like you'd be a good manager. You got a good vision of the players. But you really.
He's not going to sign you, Max.
What do you think?
Just give up on that right now. I know where you're going.
I know
with
that was my bad segue, but because you mentioned Mauricio Pochettino would be your pick, even though you have a relationship with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But why Pochettino?
I think Manchester United has certainly, over the last 20, 30 years, since Alex Ferguson, anyway, have based themselves on youth players, young players, bringing players through. And I think Pochettino, he gets the best out of his players, whether they're young or older players, but he also gives the youth a chance. You see some of the young players who he's brought through at Tottenham, at Southampton before, and who have gone on to play for the national team. So I think he ticks every box in terms of his quality as a coach, but also his willingness to give the younger players a chance.
Speaking of younger players, one of the younger players at Manchester United who's done so well over the last 3 weeks or a month even, Marcus Rashford. You played at that level. You were a lead striker at that level of Manchester United. What do you see in him, and what would you like to see from him as he moves forward in his career?
Well, it was funny because when I went back to play for the national team against the USA, I spoke to Marcus, and he was trying too much. He was trying too hard, and sometimes he was working too hard. He was getting tired at the end of games, and sometimes you need to be a bit clever in how you do that. But also, the scary thing with Marcus is when he runs it with the ball, when he's direct, it's impossible to defend. And I just reminded him to keep doing that. You don't need to slow it down. Just get the ball, run at defenders, and defenders will hate it. They won't enjoy it. And he's been doing that and scoring goals. And he's a fantastic player and a massive future both at Manchester United and England. So hopefully it continues, and it'll be good for both United and England.
Prediction time, Wayne. Do Manchester United
The hand came out.
get by PSG in the Champions League?
It's a tough. It can go either way, but
Come on, Wayne.
I know
Well,
the players.
if that isn't sitting on the fence,
Come on, Wayne.
No, I think they will. I think.
Whoa, there you go.
I think they will. I think they're playing with confidence, and if they watch the PSG games, well, certainly the game at Anfield when they played Liverpool, they can take something which Liverpool done to them, and maybe if they do that, I think they'll get through.
top four?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
Wayne's going.
Yeah, I think-